They call it walk-away wife syndrome. It's a pandemic. A woman in a stable, decent marriage wakes up one day and decides she is unfulfilled. She listens to her single friends. She listens to social media. She decides she deserves more. So she pulls the pin on the grenade. She destroys the marriage. At first it feels like liberation, but biology and economics are ruthless creditors, and eventually they come to collect the debt. This is not a story about a bad marriage ending. This is a story about a good marriage murdered for a fantasy. Today, we are going to track the 4 phases of the divorced wife's collapse. We will see why the freedom she chased turns into a prison of her own making. And we will see why, by the time she realizes her mistake, the door is already locked from the outside. Phase 1. The honeymoon phase. This is the most dangerous phase for the observer because it looks like success. For the first 3 to 6 months, she is running on adrenaline and narcissism. She has convinced herself that the marriage was a cage, and she has just unlocked the door. She sleeps diagonally in the bed. She leaves the dishes in the sink. She reconnects with single friends she hasn't seen in years. Her phone becomes a dopamine dispenser. You go, girl! He held you back! Hot girl summer! Society celebrates the destruction of the family as an act of bravery. She feels like a celebrity in her own movie. She believes the high will last forever. She looks at her ex-husband, who is likely grieving, and feels pity, maybe even contempt. She thinks, I escaped. I won. She doesn't realize she is burning the furniture to heat the house. Eventually, she will run out of chairs. Then comes phase 2, the awakening. Usually around month 9, she decides she is ready to love again. She downloads the apps. She expects to find a man who is 6 feet tall, rich, handsome, and willing to raise another man's children. She is looking for an upgrade. She finds the swamp. She matches with a handsome guy. They go on a date. He sleeps with her on the first or second night. She thinks, wow, that was easy. I still got it. And then he ghosts her. Or he tells her, I'm not looking for anything serious. She discovers the harsh economic truth of the sexual marketplace. Her sexual value is still high. Men want sex. But her relationship value has plummeted. High-value men want youth, low baggage, and peace. She brings age, ex-husband baggage, and teenagers. She realizes she is no longer the prize, she is an option. And that realization is a cold shower for the ego. Phase 3. The comparison trap. This is when the ghost of the marriage enters the room. In the beginning, she focused on what her husband lacked: excitement, mystery. Now, confronted with the chaos of modern dating, she starts to remember what he provided: stability, loyalty, safety. She gets sick. The new guy sends a text. Hope you feel better. Her husband would have brought soup and medicine. Her car breaks down. The new guy says, that sucks. Her husband would have been there in 20 minutes with a wrench. She realizes that boring was actually peace. She realizes that the things she took for granted, the reliability, the dad jokes, the routine, were the foundation of her sanity. She tries to mold the new guys into her ex. Why can't you be more responsible? They leave, because they aren't him. The comparison begins to eat her alive. She threw away a diamond because she wanted glitter. Now she has glitter, and she realizes it's just shiny plastic. Phase 4. Panic and denial. It's been 18 months. The dates are drying up. The friends are busy with their own families. The silence in her apartment is deafening. This is where the psyche tries to protect itself from a breakdown. She doubles down on the lie. She engages in revisionist history. She starts telling people, and herself, he was abusive. It was toxic. I had no choice. She has to demonize the ex-husband. Why? Because if he was a good man, then she is a fool who destroyed her own life. That guilt is too heavy to carry. So she paints him as a villain to justify her loneliness. She enters the man-hater phase. Men are trash. There are no good men left. This is the final shield of the ego. It isn't that she made a mistake, it's that the world is broken. She barricades herself in a fortress of bitterness, pretending it's a castle of solitude. Phase 5. The Reckoning. The denial fades. The anger burns out. All that is left is the math. The financial reckoning. She went from a dual-income household to a single income. The house is gone. The lifestyle is downgraded. She works longer hours for less comfort. The emotional reckoning is worse. She realizes she is the extra wheel. She goes to weddings alone. She goes to parties alone. She becomes the aunt that people pity. She has freedom, yes, but she has freedom in a vacuum. She can do whatever she wants, but she has no one to witness it. She learns the hardest lesson of all. Freedom without connection is just solitary confinement. And this is the knife in the heart. The husband's ascent. Divorce breaks a man first, but it builds him later. The pain forced him into the gym. It forced him to focus on his career. It forced him to reclaim his masculinity. He lost the weight. He bought a new wardrobe. He started a business. He re-enters the dating market as a silver fox. He has resources. He has status. He has experience. And now, he has standards. He finds a woman who appreciates what Karen took for granted. He gives this new woman the best version of himself, the version Karen created by leaving him. Karen has to watch from the sidelines as another woman lives the life she built, in the house she decorated, loving the man she discarded. This is the ultimate silent defeat. The realization that she didn't escape a trap, she vacated a throne, and someone else is sitting on it. This story plays out every day. The lesson? The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. She stopped watering her own lawn because she was too busy looking over the fence. Do not be fooled by the empowerment marketing. Destroying a family for a feeling is not bravery. It is arson. And when the fire burns out, you are the one left standing in the ashes. If you value loyalty and reality, hit the like button. Subscribe for more harsh truths about human nature. Case closed.